Hey, today I'm taking a look at, here's the Spy Gear Night Vision Monocular. Thought I'd make a little review of. It's got a head mount bracket with adjustable slots and the bands. So when it's over your head and stuff, so it's flipped down, so you can sit it up there, and then flip it down and it clicks and locks into place. The monocular itself, the eyepiece can spin, so it can be either left or right eye. It's a 3 times fixed zoom, which I don't know if it's digital zoomed in or if it actually is magnified, but it's definitely like a zoomed in narrow point of view. So it really can mess with your depth perception if you're only looking through this and walking forward. Wouldn't recommend it. It's got a day mode and a night mode. Day mode has it in black and white, and then when you switch to night mode, it switches to green. You have to use it in night mode to actually use it as night vision. When you're in day mode, the IR illuminators don't even turn on. If you pair it with a IR illuminator like flashlight, you then can use day mode, and then if you're using it with the illuminator, then day and night would just be the difference of green or black and white. Then it has down here, I'm not really sure what these slots are for, but I have put a zip tie through both of them, and it fits no problem. Maybe that's what they're intended for. But I have zip tied this to an airsoft gun and used this at an airsoft night game before, and it worked pretty good. That was the original purpose I bought this, to have something I wanted night vision I could use for airsoft, but I didn't want to break the bank and use anything that would be expensive that might have the chance of getting hit by a BB and broken. So it works good for that. And the flip down part seemed cool too. Since I was wearing a helmet, I didn't want to modify to attach this to the helmet. If I was just wearing a hat, it would have been easy to use this flip down part. Well, then again, also it depends on what type of goggles you wear for airsoft, because you need something low profile to have room for this. But I could see it working with certain setups. Then, this here, the wire for the battery compartment, be infinity. You can wrap it around the earpiece, like so. And then this, just like it slides onto that, can slide right onto the sight. And now it's all self-contained, you don't have to worry about that. And this here is how I physically had it mounted onto my airsoft replica. And then I had an IR illuminator at the end of my barrel. As is, it works about, I'd say with these IR illuminators, which aren't that strong, I'd say you're looking at around 50 feet or less. This is the focusing, by the way. It moves. Yeah, you're looking at about 50 feet or less in total darkness. And since it's digital, not like an intensifier tube of traditional night vision, you completely are relying on the IR illuminator. It's not really picking up any natural light. So you got about 50 feet as is, maybe less. With the IR illuminator, it's a closer to 150, maybe 120. It kind of depends on if you're looking in open field or not. If there's trees and other things that the light would be bouncing off of and reflecting, it can seem better, but if you just look out into an open field and you're looking like 100 or more yards in front of you and there's nothing, you're really not going to see anything because the light isn't bouncing on anything to illuminate. So bear that in mind. But yeah, if you can find this for like $40, which is what I got it for brand new at the time, or it might even be cheaper now since it's older, this is definitely worth it for like $40. Whether you want it for airsoft purposes like I bought it, or if you just want a toy night vision to try, maybe camping for the kids, whatever. It's pretty cool. It definitely works. I definitely recommend an IR Illuminator to pair with it to get at least double the range it has. Definitely a cool little night vision. So it's not exactly laying perfectly with my eye. I can't get it to like stay like that where it should be. It's at a bit of an angle. But I could still see through it, no problem. It's just it's looking up. So practically I would have to like hold it, but it kind of defeats the whole purpose. No reason to use it like this. It just seems impractical. Having like this wrapped around it and having it all in one and stuff on the end of an airsoft gun, it definitely worked well. Like so, airsoft gun. So I would have it mounted like right here, and then I would still have a sight like looking into it, and then I would have an IR Illuminator light on here to extend my range. Yeah, if you're looking to try out something night vision for an airsoft night game or even paintball, I definitely recommend this. And even if not for that purpose, still for $40, a cheap night vision toy that actually works really well, this is definitely it. Obviously, right over there it would have to be refocused. Right now it's focused more for that distance. You can also see right in the corner, it's like, since I'm recording, you're actually seeing the reflection of what's behind me. You wouldn't really get that reflection though just by looking through it. That's just because of having it. And this is daytime mode, so you would have to have an IR Illuminator with it to use this during night. Then when you switch into night mode, it switches to green. And this is when the IR Illuminator's turned on. Which, it really does work. It's night vision and everything. Pretty cool for this price and form factor. It's digital, so there's no worry about burning out the intensifier tube or ruining anything. But yeah, there's no reason to use it during the day like this. So that's a good showcase of, it's like a, yeah, like I said earlier, it's like a 3 times zoom. Alright, from my usual spot, like before, continuing with, here is the spy net. So right now the black and white mode, like I said before, is the day mode. So it's not really, it's picking up maybe actually slightly more than what my actual phone is. It's at least exposing and blowing up those lights more. But otherwise not much of anything because the IR isn't even on. Then when I switch it on, then they light up. Here's the grass in front of me. In person, it really does work. It's good night vision. It's just extremely limited range. Now just looking at these plants again by the lake. Now you can actually see them. They're lit up. But now the difference of turning off the extended, you can barely make out that plant. Versus you can see it fine and plain with the IR Illuminator. Makes a huge difference. Here is earlier the view on the side of my house with that tree. Unfortunately, you're not seeing anything, so the distance of down that, I guess, is maybe about 60, 70 feet. And that is far enough where the IR is not really bouncing off of anything. Oh, there's the bushes showing up now. And there is that tree. There's that air conditioner unit from before, showed during the day. Let's switch to black and white. Again, if I was just looking through the night monocular, this all looks better than the way you're seeing it right now. Holding just another device up against it isn't very practical and doesn't work well. But just then is why things looked better, is now I'm pairing it with an IR Illuminator. So, paired with any IR Illuminator, this is a cheap, like $12 one, significantly increases the range.